Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Box with the Technical Trader at TechTrader.com. It's Tuesday night, April 1st, but the market didn't fool anybody today. It opened strong, gapped up, ran, consolidated, and then closed strongly. It was a very good day for Wall Street. A lot of our stocks that we follow and trade, and some of our swing trades, did great today. Let's take a look at a few of them. And it's got to be quick because this is a long list. So starting off quickly with Alcoa, you'll see the stock has recently plunged through punched, I should say, through a double resistance level. Volume's been pretty strong, 24.5 million today, jumping 17 cents or only 1.32%. But earlier in the day it was up 13, 18. I believe we put a swing trade on it today, and I believe we're going to see 15 short term. Up next is AMRS, which is being included in some of the renewable fuels, along with some of the renewable fuel stocks that did great today, like PEIX and GPRE. We'll talk about those later. This one had a pop of 19%, 71 cents today, and closed not too far off the high on 2.5 million shares, breaking out of the falling wedge and across the moving averages. Looking for a run up to test that 5.25 half area next, and if it gets through that, maybe we see some more upside into the 6.5, 7 range. Up next is ARIA, which poked its head out above the declining tops line and may do a test. If it can follow through, we may get a test of the 9/15/20 zone, which has been real resistance for the stock in the last several weeks. If it gets that up along this big consolidation range, we could have a stock run into the 11/12 zone, even as high as mid-teens. BITA, which we picked back in August for a swing, finally did move in September and October, but you can see that after weeks of consolidation, the stock broke out of the range and then pulled back in a three-wave corrector move. Today, I'm featuring it because it spiked up 375 or 10.5% on 1,000,004. The best volume on an up day since the end of February, and you can see that this could lead to a retest of the high up near 47, eventually mid-50s. CCIH, China Cache, beautiful chart, coil, wedge, another wedge. All of them are between wedges and coils, doesn't matter what you call them, consolidations. You can see how this one here held the trend line near the moving 50-day moving average, and today popped 219 or 10.6% and 3/4 million, the best up day in about 2 weeks. So this may get going, retest the highs near 29. Eventually, it could be a mid-high 30s stock. CSLT, which is best shown on a 15-minute chart because it's a new issue, as you can see lately, had a long downtrend for the first couple weeks it traded, but something happened yesterday late and again this morning, and the stock reversed and punched up 5 points. Now it's consolidating. We can keep this above the 23 range. I think we got a good shot at getting this into the 27 area. GST, well, a nice pop in the last 2 days off support has broken it out across the declining tops line and through the 50-day. I'm looking for a test now of 7. This range up here, 7, 7, 10. If it gets through that, we got a $9.50 stock. Beautiful long-term chart. HPJ, we put a swing on it this morning, and within a flash, 3 hours or less, the stock ran right to my first swing trade target intraday. My second target's up around 9. It looks like we may reach that. With 4.1 million traded, the biggest volume I can find on any day on this stock, it looks like this stock is in a momentum phase right now. HPQ, been liking this since it broke out here and again here. Don't ask me why I didn't put a swing on it, but it sure looks like it can go higher. I'm looking for close to 38. Horizon Pharmaceuticals has been in a great looking uptrend all year. And you can see that the recent 2-week pullback, nice and orderly falling wedge to the moving averages, broke out today with a pop on 2.8 million of 95 cents or 6.3%. Looks like this could be on its way to retesting the spike high near 1830, next stop 20.5. IQNT has been consolidating after this big breakout day back at the end of February, and for the last few weeks has been doing a nice job of holding above the prior resistance, which is now support. Within the confines of a large rising channel, I'm looking for 18 and then 20 on the stock. ISR, after the explosive move 2 weeks ago, it pulled back and consolidated, got kind of quiet. Look at the 2 low volume days here. Today on 21.9 million, gapped up and ran up 43 cents or almost 20%. This stock, if it can just get above today's high, up say 280, we could run this up towards the 3 3/4 range, and then we'll see what happens after that. LIVE, Also a swing trade looking good because it had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-way pullback, tightening coil, and you can see really narrow range days in here. But today it started to wake up. I think the stock has a chance of making a move. If I can get across the declining top line, we could make a run at the 10.5 range. LVLT, after consolidating for a month and a half, popped today on 3.5 million shares, $1.61 or 4%. But more importantly, the long-term chart is so strong, this looks like it's a fait accompli for 43.44. Maxwell had a great turnaround today. The falling wedge held near the 20 and near price support, and it spiked up $1.43 or 11% on 2.2 million, the best volume in 4 weeks. To me, I think it's going to retest the 16 range and then make a run at 18 and then 20. MXPI has been wonderful all year since we put it out here in May of 2013, almost a year ago, at around the high 20s. Now it's in the low 60s, and after platforming here today, broke out with a 212 gain or 3.6% on 4 million. Looks to me like this can get into the mid to high 60s here. PEIX, really terrific day, up 232 or 15% on nearly 4 million, and that's the second best volume we've had in about 4 weeks. Let's see if we can get this up to the recent high, and which is a multi-year high. 1820 could get us 22.23. Great chart. Plug, well, it's narrowing near the apex of this big wedge. And although it was up 44 cents or 6% today on 42 million, nearly 41.7, and with technicals holding up well, it just feels like it wants to go. But we're going to need this to get above, from my opinion, above 850 to really explode the stock. Any move below the recent lows, below say 620, would get me out. QTWW, another great looking chart, has been coiling, consolidating in here for about 3 weeks. It was up 29 cents or 3% today, but it looks like it's challenging the declining tops line and may make a move out of this wedge to move up to my next target at 12. SNMX, put a swing on it today as well, acted great. After popping yesterday, it followed through today. I'm looking for a retest of the 12.5 3/4 range, and then beyond that, 15, 15.5. SUNE is one of my favorite junior solars. You can see the nice bounce off the 50, and today it was up another 88 cents or 4.7% on 14.8 million. This stock apparently wants to go back and test the highs in the 21 3/4 range. Eventually, I'm looking at 24. Taser acting great in here. As you can see the way this stock has been popping and wedging and coiling and consolidating. Looks like the next step is 23, everybody. TSEM has been wonderful since we spotted it in the major December breakout in the falling wedge. After it broke out here, it's been running steadily in a rising channel with my next target around 10 3/4. YY broke out of a 3.5 week orderly pullback phase, holding near the 50 and near the trend line. And today it snapped back 5.5 points nearly, up 7.18%. HB is now looking for a retest of the highs. They're 90. Yes, 90-91 range is my next target. Zeltique, one of my top 25, and you can see why all year it's been wonderful, although it did pull back in here and give us a little scare. Not only does it come back steadily, but today it broke through the 50, lateral price resistance. I think it's going to test the 21 1/4, 21 40 zone right here. If it gets through that, we're off to the races for a mid-channel destination, perhaps, up around the mid-20s and then high 20s. And that's it for tonight, everybody. Have a good evening.